Hey guys, Mezzy here from our weekly, and we'll be taking another look at another talent and another artifact questline. To start with, or rather to continue with, we'll be taking a look at the Survival Hunter. Now, obviously, this had many changes because it's changed from a ranged to a melee spec. Um, we'll take a look at the spells first, then the talents, and then we'll get into the actual artifact questline itself. Now, remember, it's alpha, anything can change, and obviously, spoilers. With that said, let's open the spellbook. So, the first thing you might notice, we have a new aspect, but not just that, the aspects are now cooldowns. Aspect of the cheetah increases your movement speed by almost 100%, and basically has a 12-second duration, is on a 1 minute cooldown. Aspect of the eagle increases your critical strike chance, and it also increases your chance to gain a charge of Mongoose Bite by 100%. Now we'll get to Mongoose Bite in a second. So it's basically a DPS cooldown now. No more rapid fire, no stampede. Aspect of the eagle. Now, aspect of the turtle. You deflect all attacks, but you take 0% less damage. Obviously, 0% is a placeholder. I'm hoping it'll be 50% like Deterrence currently is. But the animation is, well, kind of cool. A green turtle shell for aspect of the turtle. I actually haven't checked out the other aspects animations, so let's do that as well. Aspect of the cheetah. Alright, no real change. And aspect of the eagle. Also no real change. Alright. Obviously we have Call Pet because Survival does use pets. We'll skip the talent. Carve is an AoE for the hunter. Frontal cone ability and does physical damage. We still have Disengage. And Eagle Eye, although obviously Eagle Eye doesn't really matter. A new cooldown that we have, or rather a baseline cooldown, is Exhilaration, which heals us just like on the live roams. Feign Death, Flanking Strike. Now Flanking Strike is obviously new. You and your pet attack the target simultaneously and you deal 15k physical damage and your pet also deals damage. If the target is attacking you, your pet's attack will deal 50% increased damage and threat. If not, your attack will deal 50% increased damage. So if my pet is tanking, if it is aggro, I will deal 50% more damage. If I have aggro, my pet will deal 50% more aggro. Now, Flanking Strike has double the normal chance to trigger Hunting Companion. I'm not sure what Hunting Companion is. I assume we'll see that soon. Flare is the same, but there is a talent for Flare, so it might be more useful now. Then we have Harpoon. It's basically a charge. We throw our weapon and we go towards our target. Hatchet Toss is a very small damaging ranged ability, so basically it's to pull things. Laceration tears a wound. Basically it's a dot. It'll be in our standard rotation. Now, the main thing, or rather the main ability for the Survival Hunter to use is Mongoose Bite. This has 3 charges, and each consecutive use of Mongoose Bite, its damage will increase by 50%, and this stacks up to 6 times. So, in theory, we can do 300% increased damage with Mongoose Bite. Now, because we only have a maximum of 3 charges, this obviously will have to be combined with talents and stuff like that. We still have to get to the passive, so that should explain itself. Now, things like he meant pets, taming them, has all come underneath the group spell, much like Call Pet has been in the past few expansions. So that's a pretty nice quality of life improvement. And then finally, before we get to passives, I believe, Raptor Strike, just regular damage. I believe it's a filler spell. We'll skip the talents again, we'll get to that after these regular spells. Wing Clip still, or rather exists again, which is just to reduce your target's speed. Now, passive. Mastery Hunting Companion. Your pet's attacks have a 14.8% chance to grant you an additional charge of Mongoose Bite. So our pet gives us a chance to get a Mongoose Bite stack back, which means we can try to get to those 6 stacks to deal 300% increased damage. Now, if we look at Flanking Strike, it also has double the normal chance to trigger Hunting Companion. So, we will want to use Mongoose Bite when we have 3 charges, use them all after one another, then use Flanking Strike, hope it gives us Mongoose Bite, and otherwise we go to Laceration. We might want to use Laceration first because it's a dot, but we'll see as that goes. But the rotation is going to be all about getting Mongoose Bite back, and then obviously, dealing more damage. Mortal Wounds, when your Laceration periodic deals damage, there's a chance you will gain a charge of Mongoose Bite. So not only from our pets, but also from Laceration. Although, I just noticed it's a passive talent, so you need to talent that. And Survivalist, after killing a target, you and your pets gain 50% health over 10 seconds. So that's for soloing. Obviously not really going to be a very useful passive in raiding. Let's head over to the talents, because they obviously have a lot of an effect on the way we're going to play. Animal Instincts. When you attack with Flanking Strike, you gain the instincts of your pet, providing you with a random combat enhancements. I'm assuming that's going to be stuff like haste, maybe damage or movement speed. But we can't really determine that based on just the talent description. Improved Traps reduces the cooldown of all traps by 15 seconds. And Way of the Mok'Nathal. Attacking with Raptor Strike grants you a stack of Mok'Nathal tactics, increasing your attack power by 5% for 8 seconds. So, Raptor Strike gives us yet another set of stacks to watch to increase our damage. Now, Post Haste, as it is on live, when we disengage, it increases our movement speed. Far Strider, disengage now has 2 charges. I don't really see this one being that useful. After all, we want to be close to the target now, not be away from it. And then there's Dash. The duration of aspect of the cheetah is increased by 3 seconds. Yeah, okay, I guess I assume that'll be useful for fights where we need to move around for a longer period of time. Then a new talent, Scatter Caltrops on an area. Enemies who step on a Caltrop will take 500 physical damage and be slowed by 50%. Replaces Tar Trap. Tar Trap is a new trap, and it's basically freezing trap. It's just a slow in an area. I don't think it'll activate, but there. It even still has the ice crystal. The animation hasn't even been updated yet. Moving on. Steel Trap. Oh no, did we go over that? No, we didn't. Hurl a steel trap to the target location to immobilize the first enemy and deal bleed damage, which replaces freezing trap, funnily enough. So we can have 2 slows. Alright, fair enough. Ranger's Net, of course, another new talent. Hurl a net at your enemy, reducing movement speed by 50% for 15 seconds. So basically, we can make Wing Clip a ranged slow. Level 60 talents, Sticky Bomb. Hurl a sticky bomb at your target, which sticks to them and explodes and knocking them down. Camouflage, as we know it currently, and the first attack dealt while camouflaged will deal 10% extra damage. I mean, it's nice for your opener, but other than that, it's not really going to be useful in the raiding environment, at least. Throwing Axes is basically an AoE Oh no, it's not an AoE, but it is a ranged attack that you need to channel. The damage isn't that high if you compare to other abilities, so we'll see. Obviously, it still has to get balanced. Thrill of the Hunt, you have a passive chance, 6% per 10 focus spent to trigger Thrill of the Hunt, and it reduces the cost of your focus of arcane shots, aim shots, and multi-shots. Alright, so they still have to replace or change Thrill of the Hunt for Survival Hunters. Dragon's Fire Trap, which replaces Explosive Trap, rolls a Dragon Fire Trap to the target location that explodes, setting the enemy aflame, inflicting damage over time, and sending it into a state of panic. It will also deal damage to enemies, rather allies nearby as well. So an improved Explosive Trap with a whatchamacallit, Disorient. And then Snake Hunter, the final one of this row, instantly grants you 3 charges of Mongoose Bite. So, in your opener, you could do 3 times Mongoose Bite, Snake Hunter 3 times again, deal 300% increased damage. Hope you get a Hunting Companion trigger, and then the 7th strike will continue to do 300%. Oh dear god, this is going to be an exhausting spec. Butchery. Laceration will now spread to all targets hit by Carve. So, we have Laceration, which does the dot on a single target, and then with this talent, if we use Carve, the cone AoE, Lacerate will spread to all of the targets hit. Now, Mortal Wounds is the one that we previously saw in the spellbook, and this also gives our Laceration a chance to give us a charge of Mongoose Bite. As far as single target fights will go, I think this will probably be the best choice, because obviously you want to keep the more Mongoose Bite stacks rolling. Serpent Sting, targets hit by your Raptor Strike and Carve are also afflicted by Serpent Sting, so a dot. Now we get to one of the really interesting talents, Sentry Turret. You summon a Sentry Turret. Now I already have that spec. So I clicked it, I throw it out, and an actual Sentry Turret spawns. Obviously, there's nothing to attack here, but pretty cool. Expert Trapper just improves our traps in one way or another. Rooting into place, more damage, reduced movement speed again, just stuff like that. I wouldn't call it a very interesting talent. And then finally, before we get to the artifacts, Aspect of the Beasts. Kill command is improved based on the talent choice of your pet. Now we don't have kill command, so I assume that this is also a talent that still needs to be changed. Because kill command is for beast mastering. With that all said and done, that's basically the new hunter, or rather survival hunter kit. Let's actually get started on getting our artifacts. Actually, before I do, let me check one message. Alright, let's get started. The Eagle appears to have a message for you. To Mezzy, the time has come to strike back at the Legion. Meet me at the Hunter's Reach in Dalaran as soon as possible. Emeril, Shade Warden. Here.
Hello.
Your reputation precedes you, Mezzy. Of course it does. It is important that we speak.
Goddess, watch over you.
I realize we don't know each other yet, but we will. For now, pleasantries must wait. The Legion's threat forces us to seek every advantage we can muster. These hunters have learned of unique weapons that could prove vital in the battle to come. They need a hunter of great ability to aid them in these forays. I ask you to spearhead the first operation. If that is successful, we can recover the others as well. Alright, so I have to choose my first artifact, and only survival is available. Otherwise, I probably would have gone for marksmanship for the first hunter video. The High Mountain tribe lost their greatest weapon, the spear of Huln High Mountain himself, long ago to a magically corrupted monstrosity. They want you to go to Stormheim, kill their nemesis, and reclaim the spear for the fight against the Legion. Talon Claw. Let's see. The equip effect is reduces the cooldown of exhilaration by 5 seconds each time you kill successfully. Okay, that's really disappointing. Actually, that sucks a lot. I've done the Shadow Priest and Balanced Druid ones as well, and their equip effects actually increased your damage. This just sucks. Alright, hopefully they'll change that. Yes, I want to pursue this artifact first.
How may I help?
Of Legends. Excellent, let's get started. One of my friends here will assist you in your pursuit of the artifact. When you return, we shall speak at greater length. There is much for us to do.
Del Nadris.
Okay. So the friend isn't actually in the lodge. Right here? Yes. Many years ago, a corrupted Night Saber stalked and killed many High Mountain. Our great chieftain of that time took the spear of the High Mountain, a relic from whom High Mountain himself, and chased the beast and never returned. I've learned of a powerful Night Saber that lived in the mists of Tidescorn Harbor in Stormheim, and I believe this is our ancient foe. The relic must be there too. If we can kill it and reclaim the spear, it will be of great use against the Legion. Deal with the High Mountain's Bane. Okay. Follow me. My brother Wuho was supposed to scout out a safe area where we can fly in. We will take a hippogriff to the harbor, and he should send us a signal where to land. Okay. Let's take the hippogriff. As you can see on our left-hand side, down. But where the light was coming from, that's the tomb of Zargaris. Wuho should have located a good spot to start. Scene. So I need to use Mongoose Bite. Probably Lacerate first, then Mongoose Bite and Flanking Strikes and 3. Then we have Raptor Strike as a filler. Plan. Let's look at those horns. I've not seen it, but it is the one we seek. The Cavaldair here are afraid of a giant cat that has made its lair in the deep swamps. They have built a set of wards that bar our way. There must be a way across. Wuho, tell me everything while our friend investigates the harbor. Mezi, if you would like to know more, I will tell you what I know. Well, let's just get started. Harpoon. Mongoose Bite, Mongoose Bite, Mongoose Bite. I should have done Laceration first. Okay. That's gone faster than on the Shadow Priest and Balanced Druid. So it really is just button mashing. Alright, so I should now save up my Mongoose Bites stacks until there's 3. Something is stirring in the shallows. Activate the ward stones. Use a freezing trap. Do I have a freezing trap? No, I do not. Okay, so I'm going to have to replace freezing trap for now. Ranger's net. Sure, why not? Okay, so that's pretty cool. Really like the new animation. More wardstones will be collected to breach the wall. Collect more wardstones from the Cavalier in the harbor. Okay. Do I need to go up or? Yeah, I do. Let's go ahead and use a harpoon. Good, no chance. So I have no way of increasing my focus gain. Really just waiting. Should just increase my attack power first. Target not in line of sight. Okay, I'll walk around. Let me just kill this first thing. Right, so the turret only has a 1 minute cooldown. I really like that animation. Wait, there's no stairs? Oh, great. No, those aren't stairs. Oh, crap. I'll just kill him then. Stunned again, seriously. Right, hang on. Aren't I supposed to have a silence, or interrupt rather? Oh, I put it on my queue. That doesn't really seem to do much damage to it. That's too bad. If only he had the use of his arms. I found I took these runes that can get through the wards. You can use them with the harpoons and cross the barrier. Use a harpoon to cross the wards. Follow her around the swamp. Okay. That's a really cool cat. Why, hello there. High Mountains Bane, Dakar. Alright, so you only have one glow to accept. So if you spam the buttons, then you lose your stacks. I want to say that sucks, but it's just something to get used to. Both use focus? Yeah. Oh. Okay, this is nice. Bugs. There we go. Perhaps something explosive. Oh, I have explosive trap. Do I need to put one of those down as well? Now the heal past 75% health. Beast has fled to another lair in the mist, trapped again and avenge Wu-Ho. No, they don't heal quick. Coming. Crap. Right, I might need to change. It is over for me, you must finish this. End the foul monster. Find our tribe's relic. Sure. Past 50%. Alright, let's see. Let me throw this around. One first, then two, yeah. First. Aspect of the Hawk. And that's an stack done. Fantastic. Right, we've got our artifacts. Talon Claw. Yeah. At last, the monster is dead and our relic reclaimed. I can finally move on from this place. I sense your destiny is tied to that ancient night elf who started you on this journey. I can send you back to the city in the sky. Fight well, Mezzy. May Talonclaw serve you well. Alright, so apparently I've already equipped Talonclaw, which has artifact power 100, which we will get to soon. Yeah, the city in the sky.
I am honored.
So, the Bane of the High Mountain is dead and Talonclaw's recovered. I'm sorry to hear about Apata and Wu-Ho. They will be greatly missed in the conflict to come.
Be careful.
Since ancient times, my order has stood vigil on these broken isles, watching for the Legion's return. Only a handful of us remain, but that changes today. The artifact you hold is more than a weapon. It is a symbol that will unite hunters of all kingdoms and creeds. I'm sure you have questions. Meet me at the True Shot Lodge in High Mountain and see with your own eyes what awaits us. Snowfeather and I will make our way there. Okay.
Farewell.
Flight Master in Crassus' Landing. Sure. What's that effect? Oh. Well, hello there, Flight Master.
Greetings.
Need to fly to Talon Peak.
Be careful. What brings you here?
Okay.
Till next we meet.
Right?
Good luck, friend. How may I help?
Well, that's... We're here. Ah, I see. Obviously, that's still bugged.
Be careful.
So, depending on if we get a load screen or not... Werner Sargeras. Look at it. And that's Suramar, with Suramar Palace, which will be one of the first 2 raid instances. And we'll just have to enjoy the flight. So, one thing I'm noticing is that some classes are taking longer, or rather, their artifact quests take longer than others. So, you'll definitely see that next to people being able to choose any of the zones to start leveling in, it'll take longer for all of the people to actually be in the Broken Isles themselves. For example, druids have to go to Moonglade first, and then they go to this alternate realm. And then they end up in, let's see, what's it called again? Thal Dranath. Oh no, Val'Sharah. They end up in Val'Sharah. And hunters go to High Mountain. Which, let's face it, looks pretty damn awesome. There's even a, Vrykul? I forget what that race is called.
Ishnu Allah.
I've observed your skills for some time, Mizzy. Watched you from a distance. Wait, that sounds a little creepy. Sorry, my social skills are a bit tad rusty. Let me start again. Our order has been on the lookout for hunters who could lead the unseen path into a new era. No one is more qualified for that role than you. For 1,000 years, the unseen path has watched and waited. We've remained few in number, quietly acting behind the scenes when Azeroth needed us. Only a select few even knew our group existed. But the time for lingering in the shadows is over. Before we begin our work, you should hear more about the unseen path.
Del Nadus.
Please walk with me, Mezzy. The Unseen Path was founded after the War of the Ancients to safeguard the people of Azeroth. From the Broken Isles we watched for the Legion's return. As we arrived here to build the True Shot Lodge, the Eagle Spirit Olnara appeared and gave her blessing. From that day forth, we called this mountain Talon Peak. Over the centuries, most of my fellow watchers have been lost. The fewest remaining sought out heroes worthy to heed the call when the unseen path was needed once again. Silver Covenant, the Farstriders. The unseen path will be stronger than ever before. Right, so the War of the Ancients, if I remember correctly, was 10,000 years ago.
What brings you here?
The Legion has returned and the unseen path needs new blood, new leadership. The weapon you hold is proof that there is no one better suited for this task. Will you take up the mantle? Will you fulfill the oath my order took so long ago? Absolutely I will. Assembled before you are many of our greatest worlds. Let me start over. Assembled before you are many of our world's greatest archers, rangers, beastmasters, and trappers, ready to fight the Legion as one. It is time to take your first step in becoming a true leader of hunters. We gather at the fire pit and take our oath of service before the statue of Onara. Touch the statue, kneel before it while I recite the oath, and the unseen path will be reborn.
Be careful.
Right, so, our eagle god, or goddess rather. We are the watchers in the wild, we are the eagle on the wind. We walk the lonely road, for ours is the unseen path. Up in the sky, behold, Onara, the spirit of the eagle, has returned. Well, it's a hippogriff, or rather a griffin.
Hello.
That eagle would fly better with mechanical wings. It's so beautiful. Varisa Windrunner. Onara has not appeared to us since the Order's founding. This is surely a sign that, with you guiding us, the unseen path will triumph over the Legion.
Goddess watch over you.
Ooh. Even with the support of your fellow hunters, the crusade against the Legion will consume much of your time and attention. It is a war you cannot fight alone. I first served our Order's founder, Emuria Gladesong, acting as her eyes and ears, when she was needed elsewhere. It would be my honor to do the same for you, Mizzy. I pledge my loyalty to you and to the unseen path for all my days. So she, Beastmaster, complete quest. Now that you've rallied hunters from across Azeroth together, it's time to return your attention to the battle against the Burning Legion. Within the Trueshard Lodge is the altar of the Eternal Hunt. It is an ancient relic alive with old magic, and I believe it can be used to infuse your weapon with even greater might. Go inside the lodge and speak to Altar Keeper Blaum, who can instruct you in its use.
Farewell.
Okay. Hang on, let's take a look at these guys. So, we have Varisa Windrunner,
Anu Belore
the
Delana.
Farstrider guy, I really don't know. I assume Horde
We will
people
persevere.
will know.
Hey there.
Initiate. Anyone that looks familiar?
What can I do for you?
Gilneas guy.
Open your heart to the light.
I
Dark
haven't thought all
Ranger.
day.
How may I help?
Wolf Runner.
Olaf Yardin.
I really don't remember what the race of them is, but okay. Hey, Rexar. I pledge my axes and my pets to your cause, Mizzy. Okay, this is pretty awesome. Hello, Rexar, with Misha and Huffer. And don't forget, this is the Rexar of our time, not the one in Draenor.
I am honored.
Chandris Feathermoon.
You got my
And it's
attention.
Nessingwary. Some guy that I really don't know.
The eternal sun guides.
Bright Castle. Okay. Anyway, let's move on to the altar.
How may I aid you?
Altar of the Hunt. Greetings, Mizzy. The weapon you hold will strike a potent blow against the Legion, but the demons are relentless. Just as your battle tactics grow and evolve, so must your weapon. The altar before you courses with ancient magic and is alive with the skill and dedication of the hunters who have used it throughout the ages. Place your artifact upon it, and over time you will awaken the full potential of your
Go
weapon.
in peace.
Alright, let's place it on it. Alright, so, for those of you that don't know, artifacts have artifact traits, which are basically talents. Talents like the old talents system that was used up to Cataclysm. Before we get the first talent, you'll also see 2 relic slots up here. And relic slots are basically the weapon drops for Legion. They'll replace weapon drops because we'll be using the Artifact Soul expansion. And what they'll do is they'll increase the ranks of certain talents, or perhaps do something for your abilities. But I believe it's just for your artifact traits. Even though I just called them talents, they're officially called traits. So you'll be able to put in 2 different relics and they'll be able to do different things. So, let's go ahead and look at the first trait. Fury of the Eagle. A channeled ability strikes all enemies in a cone, dealing damage to them. This ability is empowered by stacks of Mongoose Bite. So, we can increase its damage up to 300%, I assume. Much like Mongoose Bite itself, and it's a cone AoE. Take that because it's the only choice that we have, and then the rest will unlock. As you can see, different ranks, just like the old talents, they'll increase the damage, they'll increase crits, stuff like that. Increases the damage of a Rather Strike, increases critical strike chance of flanking strike, reduces cooldowns by 20%, but there's also 3 major traits. Now, obviously, you need to unlock the path to get to these major traits. So, for example, from this one, you will first need to get all the way to Strength of the Mountain before you can choose which 3 of the major traits you want to go for first. The first of which is Aspect of the Skylord. Aspect of the Eagle also increases your damage by 30% while active. As we know, Aspect of the Eagle currently increases our critical strike chance and our chance to gain charges for Mongoose Bite. So this also will just flat out increase our damage by 30%. The next one is From Behind. When your pet generates a charge of Mongoose Bite, you gain 5% crit for 6 seconds. So it's a passive, but it's still a pretty good one, assuming that you can increase the chance your pet has to generate Mongoose Strike. And then the last one, Hunter's Fortune, another passive one. Harpoon applies on the trail a unique damage over time effect that deals X amount of damage over 12 seconds and is refreshed by auto attacks. So basically an infinite dot, which is pretty damn cool. Well, cool, handy. It does damage. You only have to use it once. Okay, so back to the quest. That's basically the artifact traits. Oh yeah, one more thing. You can also change the appearance of your artifacts. Now, obviously, it doesn't really work yet, and everything is locked. But you can choose a model, Eagle, Spear, Phoenix, Servant, Wolf, and you can also change the colors. So we can't really see that now, but that's what it'll do.
What brings you here?
Wondrous! The growing power of your artifact will strike fear into the hearts of the demon army. Quest. Now that your artifact is ready, it's time to plan your first strike against the Legion. Speak to Tactician Tinderfell, our expert on such matters.
Ancestors watch over you.
Greymane will lead us to victory.
Our enemies will
Hail,
fall.
Pathfinder. It will be my honor to aid you in the fight against the Legion. The Legion believes we are still reeling from our loss on the Broken Shore. Let's prove them wrong. Our scouts have mapped out the Broken Isles, learning everything we can. choose where to strike first. Okay, so at this point we actually get to choose which zone we want to level in first. And we will also learn called Eagle Spirit,
Keep your wits about you.
which is basically the teleport to the True Shot Lodge spell. Now, we can click on this, but it's currently bugged. So, normally we would be able to choose, for example, that we want to level in High Mountain first, but we can't because it's bugged for all classes, all specs at the moment. Which also is a good end to this video. We've gone through all the new Survival Hunter talents, spells, and we've gone through the entire artifact introduction questline. So, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed it, please subscribe, click on the like button. Let me know in the comments. Do you want me to continue to do voiceovers during the videos? Because otherwise it would be very quiet. If you want to keep up with when new videos come out, you can follow us on Twitter or Facebook at twitter.com/bumezi or facebook.com/wildweekly. Yeah, for now, that's all I can show, and it's the entire introduction anyway. So, I'm Mezzy, and I'll see you again next time.